What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Big Vern. Welcome to App Stupid Studios, the fastest growing sports and entertainment channel on these YouTube streets. We did it. We're in season 3 thanks to you all. This is where we cover NBA, college basketball, and college football, along with the NFL. Thanks to you all for making us one of your stops and destinations in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening. So sit back, relax, let us do our thing. Welcome to App Stupid. What? It's your boy Big Vern coming to you live from App Stupid Studios on a frozen Monday here in the Midwest. Some of us are still in a snowstorm, so everybody be careful. Also, God bless the homeless. Great show for you lined up today. Gonna talk some Notre Dame football. Notre Dame, they beat up and punk out Georgia in a home game at Georgia, basically. Then gonna go from the college football world to the association. Jimmy Butler goes Jimmy Butler. He's demanding a trade because he's not happy or inspired to play basketball, even though he's earning a handsome check. Yeah, that bit. Brady Cook, back to college football. Brady Cook from Missouri, he declares for the NFL draft. And should he go? If he goes, where is he going to go? And then we'll go ahead and walk through that thing. And then Joel Klatt, he says the quiet part out loud on legacy media, which I think anytime legacy media starts catching up to me out here in the college football universe, I think everybody's seeing through the facade. These stories and many more when we come back from a rap album we're promoting this month. This is Big Vern. Drop the spot. Dun, 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 dun. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what we do. 2025, new album out on the streets. Bodie James and Who the Hell is Carlo? Hidden in plain sight. In stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it's Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites are Hidden in Plain Sight, the feature track with Conway the Machine and Styles P, Big Wings, and Britt James. Bodie James and Who the Hell is Carlo? Hidden in Plain Sight, in stores. And straight up, that album is crazy. I love it. Not going to go ahead and delay this, but just going to jump right into this. Georgia was beaten by Notre Dame handedly. This was a superb job of not only punking out and punching a bully in the mouth, but it was also a coaching masterpiece. I never thought I would see the day when Kirby Smart would get outsmarted. That's a good pun. Kirby Smart was outsmarted. And before I get into that, I'm going to park that car because I'm going to spin the block. The SEC, the most entitled bunch of crybabies out here in the college football universe, they were crying because they were picking out teams that made the college playoff, and they were saying such and such teams didn't deserve to be there. They didn't earn it, blah, blah, blah. And they zeroed out and pinpointed Indiana. Indiana lost to Notre Dame, just like Georgia. Indiana scored more points against Notre Dame than Georgia. So if that's the train of thought, and you said that Indiana didn't belong, Georgia didn't belong in that number 2 spot. You still have a large contingency of people in the college football universe like myself who think that Georgia got a lot of gifts and they got a lot of home cooking and they were propped up to be in a position they did not deserve. And that is just the truth. However, getting back into this game, I can't recall when I saw Georgia rush for less than 100 yards. It's their calling card. They line up, they pin their ears back, and in the old Pop Warner, they put a hat on a hat, and they just get downfield. That did not happen. The third down efficiency was pitiful for Georgia. Placed behind the 8 ball, 12 times, they only converted twice. Again, they were handled and manhandled. The Catholics came and punched them all in the mouth, and they had no answer for it. Now, they had 5 penalties for 36 yards, so they play relatively clean because the referees will always find a way in the rule books to kind of rule in their favor, and it'll have you out there shaking your shoulders like, what? We got fumbles out there, and then they only held on to the ball for 28 minutes and 13 seconds. Now, through the air, they were letting that thing fly 234 yards. They became one-dimensional. And if you want to go ahead and flip a coin, you lost to a team that only passed for 90 yards. Yeah, Notre Dame only passed for 90 yards and still handedly beat the Georgia Bulldogs. That is a fact. People lie, men and women, numbers don't. We'll get back into the numbers when we get back from a quick 20 from a rap album. This is Big Vern. Drop the spot. It's your boy Big Vern promoting a new rap album this month. Redman, Muddy Waters 2. Get it in stores where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites on the track is What's Hot, La 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 with Redman and Method Man, Don't You Miss, Ignorant, A, Hood Star with Kid Capri, Faith Evans, Pop the Trunk, Ghetto Motivation, I love that record, Kush with Snoop Dogg, Goofy, 1 O'Clock, and many more. Redman, Muddy Waters 2, in stores now. Yeah, shout out to Reggie Noble still doing this thing. Funk did out the spot, Brick City. Yeah. Yo, let's get back on this. So you're looking at Notre Dame. They were able to hang 154 rushing yards on that Notre Dame, on that Georgia SEC defense. On that SEC defense, they hung 154 yards rushing. And I'm talking about, they really didn't have any passing yards out there to kind of level it out. This is where it let you know this is what they were going to do. Riley Leonard only had 90 yards in passing, 15 to 24 and a touchdown. That's it. This was, let's roll our sleeves up. We're going to be more physical. We're going to go ahead and get to you all, and we're going to play that game. But I loved how they would stretch Georgia's offense to the edges and have them try to run sideline to sideline, because Georgia would always try, and when the ball would be snapped, they would all punch in and then close down every gap between the offensive line. And that forced guys to either try to go ahead and quarterback sneak through the gap, or you had to go ahead and get to the outside edges. And when they were able to control that game, and then they were winning the third down, it kept that Georgia defense out on the field, and they were tired, and it showed. Riley Leonard himself had 14 touches on the rock because he called his number 14 times and had 80 yards. And so that was the first surprise. Georgia has problems with mobile quarterbacks in the pocket because Riley Leonard is not a huge runner. And the fact that he actually led the running back room against the Bulldogs, that says more about what the game plan was from Marcus Freeman and the bunch. Now go back and think about this. 116 days ago, when they lost to Northern Illinois, everybody was making fun of Notre Dame. They were questioning Marcus Freeman. Hell, some people even had him fired. But also, by that same flip of the coin, it's been 116 days and he hasn't lost a game yet. So when we go back to this game and how they beat up on the Bulldogs, they kept them out on the field. They made them run sideline to sideline. And then they got out-coached. Point blank. And Kirby Smart was mad at the one play where it looks like they're going to punt the ball away. And then Marcus Freeman substitutes the entire package. And the offense comes right back out on the field. And he's arguing the point that you can't do that somehow this is illegal. And it's like, no, this is legal. They're within the play clock. All the guys are up on the line behind center. This is totally a play. This is totally a play. And it threw the continuity of that defense off from Georgia, so they did not have an answer to stop the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Again, it was an embarrassing performance. It was an embarrassing performance. And now Texas has got to play Ohio State, which is a buzzsaw. We can all admit this year. The Big Ten was the best football conference, and everybody was cherry picking. People who went around, they were cherry picking. Indiana was a formidable foe. They made them play Notre Dame in the playoffs. That's fine. But we knew Texas should have been playing in Bloomington in the cold. We knew that. But somehow Texas got a home game. They were the runner-up. We didn't even place. We didn't even get a chance or get a sniff at the Big Ten championship game. At least they could have gave us a home game, but because all of the quote-unquote talking heads started crying about seeding and everything and how some SEC teams didn't belong and some ACC teams and blah, blah, blah. It's been a pathetic bowl season for the SEC, and they must be held accountable. But congratulations to Marcus Freeman and the boys. They did their thing. Even though I'm not a Notre Dame fan, they are from Indiana, and I am a homer. I have to root for my state. I have to root for my state and my kinmen. And first of all, for a lot of people who have never been to South Bend, Indiana, I've been to South Bend, Indiana. The campus is beautiful. It's a little creepy. It's a little weird because as soon as you turn into Notre Dame, there's a graveyard right there. It's a graveyard right there. And yeah, that's kind of wild. Everybody who's taught there is actually buried there. And then there's a golf course. But for the most part, God runs South Bend, Indiana. There's nowhere where you can go and God is not on something, on a billboard, everywhere. Jesus runs Notre Dame. So take that for what it's worth. If you are in the South Bend area, get in the podcast, get in the comments. Let me know. Are you happy with the way things turned out? This is Big Vern. I'll be back.